Hey yo, science class fam, it's your boy Nickel here. Another science notebook page coming at you, and today we're going to summarize Earth's systems. So, as you all know, we are looking at how humans are impacting Earth's systems. And at this point, you should have gone around the schoolyard and kind of used your super awesome infrared lasers to detect the temperatures of different surfaces. And most likely you learned that different surfaces are going to radiate a different amount of heat depending on their color, texture, and so forth. And also some surfaces are more permeable than others. Now, as we see, the surface of our Earth is actually going to affect the atmosphere, which is the air, and that is really how the ground and the Earth, or what's living on the Earth, can actually determine temperatures. So as we started to investigate how one thing is connected to another and how our Earth systems are connected, we need to first just identify what the four Earth's systems are. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. So let's start with numero uno. Now, these are in no specific order at all, but we're going to start with the biosphere. And biosphere has the word bio in it, and it's a sphere because it is like a three-dimensional circle because there's so many relationships intertwined in that. So bio means, that prefix actually means life. So when you learn about biology, you're learning about the study of life on Earth. A biography is about somebody's life. Now, the biosphere includes all living things. So these are plants, animals, fungi, microbes even, like bacteria, and some would argue viruses as well. So I'm just going to draw myself a nice little flower here, a tulip perhaps, to signify the plant, and I'll draw some grass here as well next to it. Our animals, let's go with a nice bunny rabbit. Those are always fun to draw. And they're all over the place here in Colorado. So I'll draw a bunny rabbit. It's really happy because it's a representative of the animals here. A very characteristic bunny rabbit here. This is saying, hello everybody. What up, science fam? Fungi. This one we're going to draw ourselves a mushroom, which is like the fruit of a fungus. Most of the fungus is actually underground. And the mushroom actually is like the fruit of the fungus. So it's like the apple on an apple tree. And then a microbe is usually going to be a single-celled bacteria or something along those lines. So I'll draw a cell here that has maybe some endoplasmic reticulum around its nucleus. Have some ribosomes in there as well, and a mitochondria. So there we go. Our second sphere that we will identify is going to be our atmosphere. So atmo is relating to the fact that our atmosphere is made out of just a bunch of things that we can't see, a bunch of atoms essentially. And those atoms make molecules in our atmosphere, and those are things that are like just our air essentially. So here is going to be all air on Earth. So when you take in a breath, you're actually breathing in the atmosphere. When you exhale, you're adding some more atoms to the atmosphere. So essentially, yeah, it's just the air on Earth. And as we know, the air is mostly nitrogen, oxygen, and argon, and all other gases. So that's even, you know, if you drive your car, you're contributing to the atmosphere. When exhaust comes out of the car, when you burp, you're also contributing to the atmosphere with that foul taste that comes out of your mouth. But it's just all of the planet's air. The third sphere is the hydrosphere. And hydro means water. So a fire hydrant uses that hydro word to basically indicate and used to describe the fact that it is a system to extract water. So when we talk about water, though, it's pretty interesting because our planet has solid, liquid, and gaseous water. So we're going to say that for hydrosphere, it's all of the planet's solid, liquid, and gaseous water. So for gaseous water, we can draw a cloud here because that is water vapor. That is all in the gas form in the sky. We can draw our liquid water. For that one, I'm going to draw just a puddle here. If you draw some lines like that with some little squiggles in it, that's going to indicate my puddle. And then the solid, you know what? Instead of an ice cube, I'm going to make myself a beautiful snowflake. So you can make your own pictures here if you would like. I'll even draw an ice cube too, just for fun, because three-dimensional boxes are fun to draw. All right, so you have solid, liquid, and gaseous water. And you know what, we might as well add a picture for the atmosphere as well. So if I draw the surface of our planet here, basically I'll draw some lines up here to indicate the fact that this is our atmosphere. Now you can't actually see a solid line, it's just a bunch of air molecules. As we talked about, they're like blankets over the Earth. But if you were approaching Earth, you would actually be able to see that we do have this atmosphere, or this like layer of gases that is above our planet. So we have our biosphere, our atmosphere, our hydrosphere, and the last sphere that encompasses everything on Earth. All four of these are the things that describe everything that is here on our Earth. And the very final one here is something that we call our lithosphere. So all these have the word sphere in them because they're these three-dimensional types of systems. They're not linear, meaning they're not one thing leads to another, but there's lots of components that all interact together. Litho means rock, and essentially the lithosphere includes all of the cold, hard, solid rock of the planet's surface, the crust, but also the semi-solid rock under the crust, as well as the hot, liquid rock near the core. So let's include all that stuff. So it includes the cold, hard, solid rock on Earth's surface. It also includes the hot, semi-solid rock under the crust, and it also includes the solid iron and nickel. Yep, that's right. The solid iron nickel core of the Earth as well. And so for this, I'll draw my nice core here, draw the magma outer crust, and then the crust here as well of the rocks. You know, we have our low ocean basins, you have Everest right there. All of these things are considered the lithosphere, all the rocks. Now, everything on Earth can fit into one of these four categories. And so as we start to investigate humans' impact on the Earth, we can really say, well, how do humans impact the biosphere or the living things? How do we impact the air? How do we impact the water? And how do we impact the rocks that are on Earth's surface? And what we'll find is that actually a lot of the atmosphere interacts with the biosphere interacts with the hydrosphere interacts with the lithosphere, and so on. So we will be investigating these relationships as we move throughout the unit. All right. See you soon. Peace.